Good morning, welcome to Made by Granat. It's Anna here, and it's Wednesday, which means that it's time to do some use it or lose it. I'm sorry about the sun over here. I have tried to block it off, but since I am filming in the morning, it is there. So I have glue paper, I have glue sticks, I have book pages of different sorts, and maybe you can guess what this will be. This is gonna be masterboards with a twist, and the twist comes from Rachel at Roxas Creation. So I'm gonna link the video down below if I remember. Yeah, I have big book pages, and these are from a book that I harvested the pictures out of, and I thought, why not use the rest of the pages to make masterboards. Yeah, so I'm gonna do these two together like so, or maybe like so, and I am going to start by gluing paper down. I'm not going to do the itty bitty pieces, just the big ones, and I'm thinking maybe I should do like so. I'm gonna cover the other side with blank pages, so I want those with that will be easiest to cover with blank pages on back. So I'm gonna start. So I'm just gonna take a bit bigger size pages, and I'm gonna tear off a bit of the white. This, I believe, is from a schoolbook, vintage reader. So I'm just gonna plop it down, doing like this. Excuse the banging of the door in the background. My family is at home and they're running in and out of the front door, and apparently they do not know how to close it properly. So I'm gonna start by getting these two pages glued together with paper like so. Here we have some, this is from a library book. It's hard to really fit in here, but I'm thinking if there's something I can move out of the way, I'm gonna plop that on there. Maybe I can just move this pile away and see if I can do like that. Okay, so I'm gonna get papers from over here. Here we have some really old one, broken one. So let's use that. I'm gonna go for fairly neutral colors here on the basic collage, using my scraper to flatten it out. But even though they're fairly neutral, I'm still going to use different color paper, as you can see. So I'm just gonna, this is really old and cracky paper, so it's good to use them in collage. A little bit smaller, or it won't be much of a masterboard, will it, if just one big page. So I just got right into this without asking how you are all doing. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay. I'm down to my last days of holiday, which is always a bit bittersweet. I love my work. I can't wait to go back, but at the same time, I kind of like being at home. Being able to craft whenever I like. As you can see, I'm starting to spread it out a bit. Trying to use, this is some paper that is used for gaming. No, not gaming. When you bet on things. So I think I'm going to use a piece of that just to give it a bit more interest. I said fairly neutral. This one is a bit green, but never mind. Yeah. Where was I? I was somewhere. So let's use some dictionary page. Just get a piece of this and feeling that I don't have glue everywhere, so I don't glue it down to my glue page, which would be silly. And now that I started to make a good starting point of this, I think I am going to start adding the twist. So when it was hot outside, really hot outside, the other week, I couldn't sit in my craft room because it was so hot in here. It was just unbearable. I don't have any way to open a window here. This window is fixed that I have here, so I'm just doing my best and trying to not be in the mornings, just in the afternoons. I'm gonna do just what I said I wouldn't do. I'm gonna get into the small pieces again. Anyway, so when I was too hot, I was sitting outside and doing some watercolor swatches, and now I'm gonna add them to this collage, and that will be some really cool tags later, and journaling cards, of course. So I have a pouch of them here, all kind of different swatches. So I'm going to start tearing them and adding them to this. First I want to have a bit more of base, if you like. See what I have in my little stash. Here's a small piece I can use. Here's a piece. This one is really good. It's I'm just checking that it's really thick paper. So I think I'm gonna want to add it up here. Yeah, so I was sitting outside and doing watercolor swatches, and now I'm gonna use some of them. I already did a, whoops, that was not good. It wasn't supposed to happen. And then I added it the wrong way, of course. There we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna use it here. I'm gonna take off the white of this one, and this I will save because I can use it to hinge things. It's good quality paper and I don't want to just toss it out. And you know, if you have been with me before, you know that I am going to use it. I use old papers to all kind of things. There we go. Just feeling if I want to turn this over. And I do. And I'm gonna plop it down here. As well. Yes, I do. But I'm going to take a piece off so that I can, and all the small snippets like this, I'm going to put in a pile, and then I'm going to put them on my lace cards. I have decided to copycraft Nancy at Wishes and Weeds. She has postcards that she won't use, you know, like the commercial postcards and modern postcards and so on. She takes them and then she covers them with all the small pieces of paper scraps, and then she cuts them in half and makes them into lace bobbins. And I love that idea of not letting things go to waste. So of course I do the same. Here's some paper, English by Radio. This is just, I'm so sorry. This is just some newspaper print, so I'm going to use that. Of course, London Calling Europe, the BBC European Programme Bulletin from 1952. And I instantly think I want to use this advertisement in Italian as well. So I have two pieces here that I'm going to use. I'm going to get rid of the white, like so. This one's quite big, but I don't think I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna use the whole thing. Yes, I am. Yeah, so this will be several parts. I think I'm just going to be able to do the master boards today, and then I'm gonna do the all the journaling cards and tags next week, I think, or I might do them in another video. This one I want to add as it is somewhere, maybe over here. Yes, that will be perfect. Like so, just overlapping a bit. And I do the same thing again. I cracked myself up. There we go. So I'm adding now my fingers are starting to get gluey, so everything sticks to my fingers instead, which is kind of fun. Let's add things up here. So not much left here. Let's continue. We have some more rag-ish paper. Let's use that. So it's Wednesday. It's a sunny day again. Not really hot. It's just about 23-25 degrees Celsius, but it's a little bit of wind, but it's still warm. So it's nice. Could be doing some dyeing outside, coffee or eco dyeing, but no avocado dyeing because I don't have any more of the color. I have to eat some more avocados. My daughter eats avocados most days. She has her own apartment and so on. And I have asked her to save her pits and her skins so that I can make a new batch of avocado dye. I haven't received any yet, so I'm waiting. Ellen, if you're watching, please eat more avocados. I need it to boil them and make some more color dye for myself. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes she says she's watching my channel, and some of her friends as well. Hi, Ellen's friends, if you happen to be watching. It's always a bit you know, a bit on the fence when you know someone's watching. I think my mother-in-law used to watch, at least. I don't know if she still does, but if she does, it's nice. She gives me so much stuff, books and laces and everything, beautiful things to use in my journal, so I'm so happy. And I'm guessing she really wants to see what I'm doing with it. Yeah. And here I have some interesting paper. Let's use that. And this is old and really crappy quality, so I'm just going to, it's gonna tear, and if I get stuck with this, it's gonna rip instantly. So I think I'm just going to get some down. Nice. There we go. It's actually nice to do a masterboard now and again. Get my creative juices flowing. Here I have some really old and crappy shorthand practice paper. And it's just, it almost breaks just by looking at it, so I want to add some in here. That's not big enough. Maybe that way. I do want it. I always say that I'm going to use them in collage, and then I don't. I have less cracky paper, shorthand, that I have used as folios in signatures, but this just can't be, I can't be bothered to use this because it's way too cracky. Let's use some more over here. So the collage is growing, and I am soon going to start adding the I'm losing my words. I am going to start adding up the watercolor swatches. Oh, that was cracky. Let's use more of that. More music paper, because this will be in so many different parts, so it doesn't matter that I'm using more. As long as I don't get them too close to each other, it's okay. I'll move that down a bit, like so. And I am going to take one more piece of this, I think. That cool paper. And add to the other side. Feeling that I don't have too much glue. It dries really quick, which is nice. So we are going to put it down here. Slowly we are closing up the holes, if you like. And I want some regular book page, maybe. Oh, here I have something fun. We're going back to this. Here I have a some measurements and numbers. Numbers are always nice to have, I think. So I'm gonna add that. The newspaper again. The question is where I want it. I have some there, and I have some there. So probably over here, maybe. Lots of tall pieces. I'm gonna tear it in half and try to move them around a bit. I can add it like that, and I can add it down here. Okay, so I'm moving along as quickly as I can, because I know I have a husband who wants lunch. And he was talking about going out for lunch, which is really nice. Here I have something interesting, more of the, I think this part. And that here is on its own. So instead of just throwing out these old coupons, I'm gonna use them. And I'm gonna add it here. Tiny bit of color, tiny pop of red. As you can see, red and green like that. Maybe I can add some green grid down here. Gonna tear that in half, and this will be a nice accent to the watercolors as well. Here I have some numbers. I'm going to add them here, and then whenever I see a small gap, I'm going to use the watercolor swatches, and then I'm going to spread them out. I'm just thinking, oh, I want some shorthand up here. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm just going to add a piece like so, maybe. I'm going to take off the white or the black. Yeah. So, do you do masterboards? How often do you do them? Do you always use them as to make journaling cards and tags? Or do you make other things as well? I'm just curious to know. Let me know down below if you have any other tips on what to do with your pages. Here I have some finish that could be fun to add. I don't understand a thing. Finnish is a really hard language to learn. I think Swedish is rather easy if you compare it to Finnish. So I am going to add some over here, I think. I can add that to the other one. Like there. I missed a piece in the corner. There we go. Sorry about that. I had to pause you for a minute. My husband wanted to talk about lunch. Yes, we were collaging. So I have everything is stuck down. Yes, good. I'm gonna add a little bit of this. I think it is vintage papers, of course. And I forgot to say that almost all the pages here are that I'm using are Swedish. Some of them might be, as I said here, Italian or English or German or Finnish, but most of them are Swedish. So it's a very Swedish collage. Yeah. Let me see. And you can do this in different ways. You can use these ones as just pieces of the collage, or you can add them on top of it to make it more pop. It's a bit different how you choose to do it. Here I have some, this is a photocopy. You know, the old ones you were standing and doing with the hand turned thing. So I think I'm gonna use some of that. I have this is a register from a antiquarian in the 80s, I believe. So, and I found it thrifting, and I have used it as folios, lovely like onion skin type papers. But I think I'm gonna add them in collage as well, just to add a pop of color, because it's blue. I'm gonna add this. So there we go. Not much left to fill up, just this. There has a letter that looks like it's written in hand, so I'm going to use that as well, I think. Where did my ruler go? There it is. Then we have the white. It's fun to use different kind of papers. Makes it look a bit more interesting. Different colors, different fonts, different quality paper, different ages. There we go. Maybe I can add a tad up here as well. Is it too small? Let's use a piece. Like that. Yes. Hopefully they won't come on the same piece. And I'm going to cut it blindly. And when I say cut it blindly, I mean that I'm going to turn it over and cut it. I want something here. Course. Let's use some. Oh, I want to use more of the blue. I want the blue here as well, I think. Just a tiny smidge, or maybe something else. Do I have a? Yes, I have a smidge. Haha. Perfect. Let's add it there. There we go. So we have this piece. And what do I want? Do I want some flipping through my pages, seeing what I have. This one. Yeah, I want the German one. So once again, tearing the piece about the right size. There we go. Maybe get rid of some white so it doesn't. Let's see. This paper has lovely foxing on it, which is nice. There we go. So we have our base collage. So what will happen now is that I am going to take all my collage papers and put them back into the folder. I barely scratched the surface on this, but it's good. Any paper that's used up is good. There we go. And now I'm going to add these. I have different colors, different structures. I have different papers. I have vellum. I have book pages. I have some tissue paper. And this is pattern paper, you know, you make clothes. Here's a small piece I have just, you know, to pop on to make something happen. So let's see where I want to start. I have the green down here. So I'm gonna tear a piece of this, just a strip. And I'm gonna add it to the collage to start. Like that. And instantly something is happening. I think it's really, really great. Here we have some green on botanical papers. Cool. So I could add some more green down here to, or maybe some purple. Yeah. I'm gonna just go through the whole collage and plop things down where I think they should be. And I can see that this really needs to go here. I've just used my fantasy when I did this. I have had lots of fun using the different shapes and different colors and different papers and things like that. More blues. I want the flowery things. I did some flowers. Oh, these are fun as well. So this is what Rachel did. And I really enjoyed her video. She made some amazing tags with her own printables as well. Some more pink. These will be cut up and part of the collage, so it's really cool when you turn it over. I'm gonna try not to be too heavy with the pinks and the blues. Just because they're my favorite colors. Let's add some of these as well. Horrible flowers. But they're fun. You can add as little or as much as you like of the watercolor swatches. It is any types, any patterns, any colors. If you want to do a monochrome one, you could do all blues or all reds or anything. Purple. I'm missing purple. This is, as I said, vellum, so it's a bit hard to get to stick down. I think I'm gonna give it a go. I really have to press it. It wants to curl up, you know. To go with the art glitter glue. Greens. I have no greens. I'm looking for these, I think. Or do I have any other greens here? Here I have some nice greens as well. Maybe I should use some of these. And you don't have to use as much. You can use just a couple of dots, or you can use almost all pages. It's so much fun. And these are really easy to make. Anyone can make them as long as you have some watercolor on book pages. Yes. There we go. Do I need anything else? Except more art glitter glue on this one. The curling, ever curling up vellum. There we go. Purple. I don't want more vellum. Maybe I can do that tracing paper. Vellum. Tracing paper purple. Yeah. Whoops, daisy. There we go. Where do I want this? I can do a small. There is purple already. Let's do purple up here. Yeah. So this is great, I think. I'm quite happy with this. I'm just gonna add a few more dots of green on the tracing paper. So as you can see, I have plenty of the watercolor swatches left, but these can be used everywhere. So now I'm gonna pause you, and I'm gonna add just blank paper to this side. I don't know if I want to make collage or if I want to just take each sheets. I'm going to think while I put this away. And as I said, I'm going to pause you, and when I get back, this will be covered in paper. Be just a second. And I am back. I have actually also had some lunch. So I have back the masterboard with some packing paper and tea-dyed paper. And unfortunately, I don't know if you can see it, but you can actually read some of the text through it. So I might have to back it to something else again. But I won't turn this over now because I'm going to cut it blindly, remember? I have my Fiskars cutting board. I have coffee, so I'm gonna get a sip first. Lovely. And now I'm gonna make this into journaling cards and tags. So this is, and I'm also going to even it out a bit because it's a bit uneven. I have glued outside the edges. So I'm gonna cut that off like so. I'm gonna measure it first. It is, how wide is it? It is 28 centimeters high and to take 14 centimeters if you divide it by half. So I think I'm gonna make some tags first. So I'm gonna start with this side, and once again evening it out a bit because it is really uneven. So I want them to be about 14 centimeters high and 7 wide, maybe. Is that a good size? Starting like that and dividing it in half. There's 2 tags. Putting them over there, I won't cheat. And we're going to make journaling cards, and those I want to be a bit bigger. So maybe like 10 centimeters. And then I'm gonna divide it into half. So those are the journaling cards. And I'm gonna make a few more journaling cards, I think, because I tend to use that most. I don't have to cut them first, I can cut them later. And then I have 7. And what do I have left? I have about 10, so that's a bit more. But it's perfect journaling card size. So I'm gonna, you can see that I have to cut off some excess here. I'm just gonna divide them. So this has been exciting, right? Well, another masterboard. How many can you make? So let's see what we have. I'm just gonna put the cutting board down and let's start. Starting with tags. Oh, I like that one. And these will be decorated as well. So I like it. You see, you get a little bit of everything. Sometimes you get 2 and sometimes you get 1, and you can still add more. Here comes the journaling cards. That one can get off. I like these. Oh, I have the 3 on that. No, that's the other one. So this is nice. I really like this. Yeah. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tags and 6 journaling cards. I think that's great for about 35 minutes work, and then I have to decorate them. But before I do that, and I will do that on another video because this has already gone too far, but maybe I can add a bird somewhere just to decorate one. Which one do I want to decorate? That one maybe? Or this one? Or both? I said I wasn't going to, and then I just pulled out my birds that I had next to me, and then I start to pull out my labels, of course, because who can survive without labels? Not me. I use them all the time. I can kind of, you know, see it coming here. And that one is a bit cut off, so I'm going to put the label on him. Maybe I should have a brown one to match up with the colors. Oh, I like them. And just to add something a little extra, let's get the stamps out as well. Let's get the stamps out. what kind of colors I want. I think that looks quite good. So let's ink and glue it down, shall we? While we're at it, just because I had it right here. First I say I'm gonna do it next time, and then I'll do it now. Sorry. Anyway, I really like this because it gives it a pop of color and something's happening instead of just, you know, using the neutral color masterboards. You get some color happening, and yeah, I think it's really good. So I'm gently inking. Oh, scorched timber. This was scorched timber, so it's a bit more blackish, but never mind. Let's use what we have. There we go, and then we're gonna glue them down, and then we are done for today. And I have lost my tweezers. No, I haven't. There's my tweezers. Oh, I almost got afraid. So I hope you think this has been worth your time watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hearing my thoughts about masterboards and collages and all other things. Yes, I enjoy this. Pretty. You can always, you know, round the corners and can sew on them. I think you don't have to sew on everything because then it's a bit much. There we go. Pretty. Quick and easy journaling cards, I would like to call this. Except for the collaging part, that takes a little while, but still in 40 minutes. I think this has been about 40 minutes. I have made a bunch of journaling cards and tags, and I have also decorated too. And that's quite quick and easy, I think. So if you have a little low on your mojo or think that you don't know what to do, you can always start a masterboard, and then you can decorate, and you have instant ephemera or faux ephemera to put in your journals. So that is my tip of the day. Look at those. I like that one, all the blue. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below, is this something you have done as well, or do you plan to do it? And what do you think of my results? That was questions of today. Oh, that has to be glued down. Yeah, that's it for today, everybody. I will be back really soon with another video. I have what do I have coming? I have the big book of everything doing a reappearance on the channel, and I think there might be a thrift haul coming because thrifting will be done in the next few days. So that's something to look forward to. Thank you all for today. I really appreciate you taking your time to watch my videos. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.